Welcome back to Cricket Captain, welcome back to a brand new season. We rock into the 2029-2030 season, top of the World Test Championship. We've got a lot of cricket ahead of us. Didn't say it was all meaningful. We've got one-day cricket and 3 tests against Zimbabwe, the World Test Championship final against India, Pakistan, and then next episode we go and play in Zimbabwe. We play the Ashes down in Australia and finish off with Sri Lanka. Playing against teams like Zimbabwe isn't a bad thing as long as you go and win. Remember, we've got to be the number 1 rated ODI team in the world, which we're 5 points off. And we've got to have the number 1 rated batter in the world at the end of the season, which we're a few more than 5 points off. But May has got an opportunity, and if we play against weakened opposition, it's going to give us a good chance. And the one-day series at home against Zimbabwe, first time we've played against them in one-day cricket since 2003, which in fact we went and drew. So opportunity to right a few wrongs here, and we're going to be given a new debut. Rob Knowles, 21 years old. We love giving it to the young guys coming through. Averaging 57 in 28 innings in one-day cricket, 48 with 7 centuries in domestic cricket. Last year, centuries galore in all sorts of different formats. Scored centuries in all formats. Averaged 79 the year before. So he looks like he may be the real deal. A very aggressive player in first class. Aggressive in one day in T20. So we want to see what he's got about him. No other major changes. Atkinson and Landridge taking the new ball. Landridge came in. I got some fleck for batting him at 9, but look at that test match batting average, 26, 250s. That's a good return from 10 innings. Looks the real deal in test cricket, 30 wickets at 21. So worth a go, and Pears and Ash have become our reliable, keep it tight sort of bowlers. So Zimbabwe are going to have a bat. We're the favourites. And in terms of heading in the right direction, we've done just that. 179 all out. Atkinson and Langridge picked up a couple early doors, but not too many. But Rian Ahmed picking up 4 for 50 was king. And Mayer with 95 not out. You want him to go and break these records, be the number 1 batter in the world. He's now averaging 64 in this format. Strike rate's low, but he's gonna get us close. And to be fair, we should be winning with 4 stars against 1 3/4, but we've had problems against minnows. We lose 255 they get. It was a little too many. Good innings here from Bennett, 69 off 75, looked pretty good. Chawara as well, scoring down the end. Bowling wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but the batting was. Kay failed. He's had a rough year or so we've just got to watch this space. Duckett and Salt failed, 50 for Mayer, but too much to do for the bottom end. We're 1-1 in a series we really wanted to sweep. Win. Somehow, some way we get across the line. Mayer doesn't go and get 3 straight 50s. He gets 30. Jimmy Rue with 41. Pears with 68 not out. We were in dire straits, 6 for 129. I batted the team incredibly slow here just to try and bat out the overs. But we get across the line. Rian Ahmed, 3 fourthers in the series. We win the series 2-1. There's not a lot to love about it. Mayer was great. Pears was great with the bat randomly. But Ahmed, 12 at 10s going at 4 is incredible. Economy rates, Ash going at 3.63 for the series, I think is absolutely phenomenal. It leaves us on 101, and Mayer moves up 2 points. We need a bigger change than that. T20 series, another call-up. Landridge getting his first T20 games. He's now a 3 format player. Quite an effort, really. 23 years old, already 6 test matches in 9 ODIs to his name. But our problem all along has been the bat. Barry averages 28 with a 121 strike rate. Anything 132 plus is probably good for us. Jack Haynes started to open last year. Only in 2 games, but a 132 strike rate. Alior with a 133 strike rate opening for the batting. Barry pretty poor as well. Ben Duckett, when he's opened, has been good at a 24 strike rate. 24 average. And the ball, it is this new, young, good-looking England team. Is Ahmed, Atkinson, Pears, Landridge and Ash. Ash and Pears have solidified themselves as white ball change bowlers exceptionally. Gus Atkinson's a spearhead, and Landridge has got an opportunity to go and make a name for himself in this format. Got Will Jacks in the team. Just want to see if there's anything about him still. His year-by-year stats, he's not played that much. He's got an overall strike rate of 130, but it's not the best over the last few years. Remember, he was really the staple for us. But when he's batting in different positions, it just doesn't quite work out. If we look at his strike rate per position, 7 and 6, 160, 134. So maybe not bad at that 6 hole. So let's try him there. 2-star rated team. We've got to pick up a win here. Win big. 135 all out. Wicket spread around. Landridge and Atkinson looking good together. Rian Ahmed with another few. And Ash. No one really got going for them. But for us, we had a bit of sparkle here, boys. 136 off 11.5. Going at over 10s. Barry, 55 off 27. And if we look, 55 off 27. Here's every score of 50 and above. That's up there with Hotak's score against us away. But there's actually only been one score in that range. Slightly faster than that was Tristan Stubbs. Another win, 94 all out. Rian Ahmed 4 for 6. Putting up absolute ridiculous numbers at the moment. Again, their batting lineup's not good enough to hang with us, hopefully in all formats, and we could. We've already lost one game. I can't say sweep them, but have a sweep in terms of, hey, we won all the different series we're playing against you. Salt looking good. He's been a bit injured over the last couple of years, so him coming back, starting to find a bit of form is good news. In fact, poor old Jack Haynes, not even had a bat yet. Also, look at the economy rate of Rian Ahmed, 3.91 from 2 games. Win again, 165 for 9. We actually let ourselves down here a little bit towards the end, but Ben Duckett 70 off 47 in that 3-hole looking good. Barry 133 strike rate. I'm gonna take it. I've got no choice, but I feel like there's some good stuff. But we did miss out towards the end of the innings. Wicket all around. But 4 wickets in the power play here really put them on the back foot. Or 3 wickets, sorry. And then just solid. Rian Ahmed again, 3 for 12. There's literally nothing he can't do. We sweep them, move up to 84 points. Ben Duckett moves up to number 2 in the world in T20 cricket. And Gus Atkinson is still number 1. 1177. There's some absolutely outrageous numbers going up here. And we've got to talk about Joe Root. We dropped him last time, but his form has become unsustainable. Poor against South Africa, other than that 2 scores. But there's a lot of low scores here, and it's the conversion. An 88 and 87 against West Indies. It's not going on to convert. His season by season average is on the decline. So I'm left wondering, what do we do with the lineup? Ben Stokes has gone. We dropped him. We said goodbye to him. We don't give him a proper send-off. Are we making the wrong decision about Ali Orr? That's a question. Average is 41 at home, 24 away from home. It's either him or Crawley. Remember, we dropped Orr towards the end of last episode. High average against pretty poor opposition. 45 average against India, 34 against South Africa. I think I'm going to go with him. Crawley's going to drop out again. I just want to call out how good with the bat Rian Ahmed has been. An average of 30 in Test match cricket for us. 3 centuries to his name, 10 50s. His latest innings looks like an ever-improving player. And his average per year, the last couple of years, has been exceptional. Better than Ben Stokes. Hence, the decision is easy to drop Ben Stokes when Rian Ahmed fulfills the same role for us in the team. A frontline bowler that bats. Ben Duckett is now England Test team captain. And we're going to put trust in the Crow at 5 with Root on the bench. Is a question, has he played his last Test match for us? 198 Test matches. 4 3/4 stars going up against a 2-star team we're going to bowl. Win easy. Bowl them out for 134. Tom Price 5 for 30. Exceptional. Greatwood 5 for 32. Show our dominance. Batting doesn't quite show up. We score 500, but it's not the full story. Duckett or fail. Mayer, as soon as he had a slight increase of aggression, failed. He continues to be an underperforming player of this Test team. He averages 42, but it could be so much more. Kaig ran out for 92, was a shame. James Rue, he was on about 40 when he came together with Gus Atkinson. Atkinson 44, Greatwood 56. They put on about 230 runs, and then we managed to bowl them out for 348. All while making a mistake with my team selection, and I didn't pick Landridge. Tom Hartley played. Yeah, smashing win. Good performances. 3-2-3. The Crow goes and gets 100. Duckett 99. The amount of times he almost scores a century before lunch on the first day of a Test is quite phenomenal. Crow bats well here. 2 LBW wheels, 1 played and missed, 2 sixes to his name. Test match average of 52, and I still and ah about him all the time. But good performance from him. We bowled them out for 211 and 166. Wickets spread around by the team looking really good. Disappointing with the bat in the second innings. I really hoped to put the foot down and get some big scores. Duckett 50, Mayer 50, K 50, Crow 50. Feel like people left runs on the table. Right, just need to talk about this. 408 all out in the first innings. Disappointing. 3 down for 15. 50 for K, 50 for Crow, 50 for Root, 50 for Price. 99 for Lamridge. I got called out 2 episodes ago going, you need to work on your batting lineup. He shouldn't be that high. 99, 350 is average of 32, bowling average of 22. I agree, there was nothing to say he was going to be an exceptional batter, but he did have 350s. Win again, 376. We get our 408, bowl them out for 181. Wicket spread around the team again, but Tom Price has had a very good return to Test cricket. His performance and consistency is outstanding. Second innings again, I thought, we'll just bat here. We don't enforce the follow on. We'll try and build a big score. Failures. Lots of failures. Mayer just continues to be this guy. Lots of getting in. Not enough getting on, in my opinion. But we win the series 3-0. It's an easiest series we've had so far. But Roo, K, Crow, all average over 40. So does Lamridge. Just saying. Ben Duckett had quite a poor series. But with the ball, Price, Greatwood, Atkinson, Landridge, absolutely phenomenal. Easy victory. 124. Number 1 batter in the world. We're not even to be seen. But the bowler is Rian Ahmed. Tom Price up to a career best 3. And now, the reason you are here, it is Test World Championship time. England, India. It's a storied rivalry. It is in this save anyway. 32 matches, 13 wins, 18 defeats. If we look at that in Test match form, won 4, lost 3, drew 1. Our form in Test cricket, series-wise, is impeccable. We are undefeated from 18 Test series. Can you go do it against India? Luckily for us, it's at Lord's. Unchanged team. Alior's averaging 9. He's getting the nod for his solid record against India, where Jimmy Roo is averaging 71 against India, Duckett 69, Alior 45. That's where the fun and game stops. Mayer 26. Crow, 1 innings, 84. And K, 4 outs, 49 runs. Can we get Jaiswal out? So far, 6 innings, 520 runs, 3 centuries to his name. If we look without just Test cricket, 3 centuries, 450s to his name, averaging 60. If we look just against England, well, he's 3rd on the list of most runs, shortly followed by Subman Gill. It's going to be a biggie. We've won the toss. We're going to have a bowl, whereas they are giving 2 debutants in the final. Ajith Ram causes us problems time and time again. Watch him out. Pitch generally looks pretty good. Slow outfield predictor is always, it's middling. Except the more I press it, the more it's middling to India. 3-2, 3-3-2. Jaiswal scores 50. Paul scores 50. Runs all the way down, actually. Their top order was incredibly consistent in trying conditions. Greatwood picked up a 5. That's his 3rd 5 for 32. Is that what he just took? No, he took 5 for 74. But 3rd 5-wicket haul of his career. It's a good score on the pitch. It puts them in front. Can our batters go and stand up? Oh, it's tight. We're behind, which in real life is a factor. If you lose, I think it's if you lose the first innings and you lose the game. That might just be the Bob Willis Trophy final. But Mayer steps up 127 in an innings that really struggled. James Roo with 59. Mayer batted, I want to say days, but a long time. And the predictors all over India again. We've been done. 3-7-1. The Shedge with 119 off 97. Bardwaj 113 off 141. Jaiswal scores 90. We wrapped through them at the end, but Rian Ahmed went at 8.17 and over. We need 403 to win on a pitch that is doing a bit. Day 4, session 2. This might be a little too far to chew. And in 1,000 simulations, India win 87% of the time. Or 870. End of day 4. We're already 4 down for 125. It's not looking good. In fact, it's all India. We get through the session. We only lose one. James Rew goes for 28. The Crow on 48. Now, when we've been doing these chases before, we've seen a wicket go down the first over. Not this time. But we do lose 85 runs we go down. We don't play too bad. Just Gyswell, there again. Their middle order are there again. And that second lot of bowling just really let us down. Also here, you've got to look at this and go, Duckett 30, Orr 30, Mayer 30, Crow 60, Rew 28, Ahmed 22. There's just starts all over the place, but we lose our Test World Championship. As such, now we go into the series against India, it's time to make a change. Ali Orr, averaging 28 in his career, is gone. Tom Haines, who, if you watch this channel on the Sussex save was phenomenal, is having a great year. He's 30 years old, averages 59, scores at a 65 strike rate. There's a lot I like about it. Greatwood is injured, and it's going to be Darren West, 22 years old. I think we touched on him last episode. 78 at 23, 36 at 27 this year. He's going to come into the team. And I was talking about Rocky Flintoff. Well, 21 years old now, Rocky Flintoff. He had a great year last year, scored a bagload of runs. He's averaging 56 this year. He's going to come into the squad with Joe Root dropping out. So it does cause quite a significant change. Haynes comes in to open on debut, going alongside Ben Duckett to attacking small left-handers. Rocky Flintoff comes in at 6, 21 years old, and West comes in for debut. It's going to be a difficult series, this. We've got to transition, we've got to move on, we've got to score more meaningful runs. We've got to find some depth in the bowling. Okay, we win. We win by 314 runs. Is it a great performance? It's good enough. Mayer scores 163, which is his best. So that's good news. Duckett scores 100, which is great. He now has amassed 20 Test match centuries to his name. We'll see where he looks in the overall ratings. Flintoff got out first ball. Not the best debut you're ever going to have. With the ball, West none for 31. 2 leg spinners in the team is very controversial, but we do have spinning wickets at home. That's what I always select. Kay with 84, Rew with 64, Flintoff 48. Looks like the real deal. Maybe. Need a bigger innings. And then West for 413 on debut. So we get through a 5 Test match series 1-0 up. This is game on. Bowl them out for 225. Tom Price 4 for. Bowlers looking really, really solid here. We get 376. It hurts a little bit. Tom Haines' start to his international career has been a poor one. He gets out first ball. James Rew scores 120. Test match century number 14. And interestingly enough, I felt like he needed it. He needed 100. Now he's gone from 76 to 5 in the order. So he's showing himself to be good enough at that level. But then they get 462. Ayub with 157, really fast. Rakib 114, relatively fast. And now we need to go knock off 312 on a pitch that's doing bits all over. It doesn't like us, but I bloody love us. 108 for K. He takes us home. What an innings. This guy has stood up when we've needed it before. Test World Championship. Scored 277 a few episodes ago. Gets it done here with 108. Rew 45. Duckett 42. Rocky Flintoff. Welcome to Test match cricket. 84 not out off 141. He's officially part of the setup. Just looking at county cricket, see if there's another bowler that could come in, and there's not. There really isn't. I don't want to bring Robinson in. Maybe a Timms. 24 years old, 169 wickets, 29. It feels pretty average to me. Don't feel you there. Ben Aitchinson's a no. Marsh, off spinner. Don't need another spinner in the team. Or Pat Brown. He's not bad on this game, but the averages are high. So there is nothing that makes me go, I really want to get you in this team and have a look. Greatwood is still injured for another 12 days. So what am I going to do? Saqib Mahmood, welcome back to the fold. How long do you give Tom Haines as well? He really needs a meaningful contribution here. Saqib Mahmood playing his first Test match, I think, since West Indies 2021 away from home. We win again, 140, but look who is man of the match, Tom Haines. We said, got to perform, you're on thin ground. I'm a bit like 90s England where you pick someone, they don't perform, you drop them. Well, 150 of the finest here off 184 balls. This is the sort of innings we thought he could play. Mashes it through that offside, including a 6 over slip somehow, some way. But much needed performance from him. Mayer with another 100. I'm starting to like a little bit of this Mayer, the new improved Mayer, who starts converting 3 centuries this year for us, 50 for Roo. With the ball, well, we had a big lead, but then we struggled with the bat. 207 all out. K with 52. What I find is, without a Root, who actually generally has a half-decent strike rate in Test cricket, this middle order is quite static. They don't go anywhere, so we can get bogged down. So if I could find another player that could come in and invigorate this, not sure it's Rocky Flintoff just yet, we'll be in a good position. But good bowling performance. Rain Ahmed with a cheeky little 3 at the end to put us 3-0 up. Oh my days, what a game. We've lost, but oh my days, what a game. A frustrating game. We don't do much with the bat here at all. James Rue with 50, he scored 79, Tom Price with 52. We get cleaned up for 305. They get a bigger score than us. Babar Azam still going strong at age... He's only 34, 98 test matches, 16 centuries. He hasn't been that good on the game, but he batted well here. Shaheen Shah Afridi rips us apart. Really rips us apart with 7 for 44 here. And then they needed 103 to win. And we get them 9 down in 20 overs. And I thought we're going to do it. Doesn't quite work. 3-1 up in the series. Flintoff, 496 runs at 28. It might be a short stay in the team. Tom Haynes still. He's got that one big score. Right, we've got a free hit here. I know what I get with Saqib Mahmood, but I feel like I want to see another young bowler come into the team who may just have a bit of a trajectory change for us. There isn't anyone that sticks out. Got to go quite far down to someone like Tim Bloom at 26 years old, who's averaging 32 this year. You know you're not going to get a lot. Dan Douthwaite, we've touched on in previous episodes, incredible strike rate bowler. Averages is really, really high with the ball. There's just nothing there, unless again you go with 2 spinners. Could give someone like a Marsh a go, but I don't think you really want to. Young Atkinson here, 24 years old, 22 wickets at 23, is very good, and 9 at 26 the previous year. Feels maybe slightly too young. Ajit Singh Dale, probably not too far off a call-up in real life. 57 at 38 last year, averaged 38 the year before that. They're just not numbers that get you in a team. Don't even get you in a conversation, to be fair. So we're going back to Ollie Robinson. We'll give Flintoff one more game. Actually gives us a lot of batting this. Robinson coming in at 11, averaging 14 is very good for us. Also, Flintoff keeping the Crow out of the team. The Crow with 17 matches and an average of 48. I feel that's probably the right move to do, actually, is just make that change. He's not quite there. He needs another couple of years. Win by 14. Tight as you like it, but we get home. Jimmy Rue, 105 off 183. The only 50 in the second innings takes us up to a score of 340. First innings, Haynes with a 50. Is it a good series for him? There's a 100 and a 50, so there's potential. But he is 30. I've waited a long time to call him up. They get 239. Ollie Robinson 4 for 60. And then we've bowled him out for 311. Just get home. Bing Yusuf, he scores 103 off 140. Rian Ahmed here, really key for us, rolling through the back end of the innings along with Langridge. Ollie Robinson going at 4.29 is not something I enjoyed to see. But we win the series 4-1. Lovely. Top of the pops there. With the bat, James Rue up to number 3 in the world in Test cricket. Been a long time since we've had a number 1 in the world in Test cricket. With the ball, Tom Price up to number 2 behind Rian Ahmed. So many times I see Will Smeed near the top of these lists and I'm like, it just didn't work. Same with a Harry Brook. We've tried a loose deploy. We've tried Cox. You run out of players that you can bring in. And K, the strike rate's just not good enough. But who's Phillips? 25-year-old Joe Phillips, 161 career strike rate, 188 this year, 168 the year before that. That's worth looking at. And the bowlers, I'm just set. I know what I've got. I like it. So Barry and Salt will open up like last time. Duckett at 3. Phillips comes in for debut at 4. Brody, Jacks, and then we've got our usual bowling I don't know what a 5 is called. Probably one more than a quintuplet, but I'm not quite sure. That's an innings. They're bowled out in 19.4 for 207. They go massive. Pears and Ash are tight 2. Go around the park. Axon picks up for 3. Rian Ahmed 5 for 35. Whipped through them while they were trying to crack it one. That went badly. 140 all out. But I'll tell you what I do like. Phillips 15 off 5. And that was without no special aggressive batting. He hit 2 4s and a 6. He is an aggressive player. I want to see a little bit more of that. Maybe not when I'm chasing 200 odd though. Lose by 7. And we were only chasing 125. We've got problems in T20 cricket, and I think it's a user problem, but here we got blown out. Barry and Salt, gone, bang, bang. Brody, bang. Phillips, 47 off 43, gave us some hope, but there was no meat on the bones down the order that Joss Butler used to give us. Where's the meat on the bone when you need it? But there are some good strike rates overall, but Will Jacks is going to come out, and Haynes is coming back in. Haynes is impressed with a 138 career strike rate, so it gives us, I feel, more strike rate through that top 6 than we've probably had for a long time. We fight back and win. 154, Haynes 45 off 26. Let's not touch it. Let's leave him at 6. Let's forget about the Will Jacks thing we've been trying to do for 7 years now. It's all about Jack Haynes at 6. Phillips has had a reasonable start as well. The strike rate's a little low, but he's kind of had to hold the innings together a little bit, unfortunately. With the ball, we were actually very good. Ash with 5 for fought back well after what was a relatively poor series for a lot of people. Strike rate, Brody, 137, averaging only 44 runs isn't a great deal. So the bat, there wasn't much to like. But the ball, economy rate of Pears, 6.83 in a series where we got a little bit of a battering, was really, really good to see. We're still a poor team, and I'm so glad we won the competition first time around. But now a series that is must win. We've got to put pressure on India at the top. So that means we've got to go and win here. This guy's just on watch. Daniel Hanlon. Worcestershire, Nottingham and England. 76 wickets at 24 in the Champo. 44 at 15 with a 7.69 economy rate. I guess it's my impatience of just wanting to see people come in and hit the ground running straight away. I'll tell you what, we've been quite a good team in T20 cricket randomly for a little while now, and we're 5 points behind India. We need to get the number 1 batter in the world, which may has dropped down a little bit, 22 points behind. But even with that, it wants us to play Hanlon over Lanridge. We weren't great against Zimbabwe. Look at the batting averages. Other than Mayer, we were woeful, and this is a really good bowling attack. We won the toss, we're going to have a bat. Performance, 282. Salt with 89. K with a runner ball, 70. 50 for Knowles. Remember, we bought him 21 years old. 3 games, he's got a 50 to his name. This year, averaging 40 in domestic cricket in first class, 49 last year. And with the ball, we were very, very good. Ash and Rian Ahmed, 4 apiece. Ash is a great player. Big Mike Ash gets it done. 184 wickets, 17 in T20 cricket, 57 at 35 in first class cricket. But we are making the most of him. We're 4 points difference. Win again, 235 for 9, Pakistan. There was a lot to like about the bowling performance. Ash going at 3.8. But what was great about his bowling is the first 5 overs went for about 6 and over. So he really, really reeled it in. Offered some really tight bowling. And we got home. The batting wasn't great. Phil Salt, 6 one-day centuries. He's not scored one in 2 years. So again, player 33 years old aging. Duckett 34 years old aging. So we're going to have some gaps in this lineup in the future, and hopefully we can keep catching with 3 points behind them. Win again, sweep the series, 2-3-1 all out. Ash great again, 3 for 28. He is lighting up one-day cricket. His stats now in ODIs, 18 wickets at 27, economy rate 4.15. Batting was poor. Salt got us across the line, Rue got us across the line, Knowles across the line, Atkinson across the line, but we win 3-0. It's not about personal accolades, it's just about getting over the line. We now sit just 3 points behind India. Mayer had a bad series. In fact, Salt's almost overtaken him, so that number 1 in the world for one-day cricket is looking harder and harder. But looking ahead, we've got one-day series in Zimbabwe. You would hope we would win. And then we've got a huge Ashes series down under with a warm-up game, just throwing it in for good mix, but a one-day series as well. If we win those, we will close out, at the end of the year, the number 1 team in the world. Our test match record is impeccable. Look at the home form against every team. Our ODI form is actually really good now. Look at it, particularly away from home. There's wins all over the place. T20s were an absolute walking wicket, but I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed producing. We'll see you again later on in the week, where we try and win the Ashes and try and close out the episode number 1 in the world in ODI cricket.